Get more on this to talk to us about menstrual hygiene and menstrual poverty. We're now joined by GBV activist and philanthropist Roxy Van Bruwaene. Thanks so very much, Bruwaene. Thanks so very much for joining us here on SABC News.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's just a lovely Sunday that I can join you guys today. Thank you for the invitation. Yes, and I'd like to shed a little bit more light as to speaking about menstrual health in South Africa at the moment.
Let's start, Roxy, by talking about what
Youth Month at the moment, and we are trying to create sustainability for the youth of our country. This is one of the major factors we're faced with, as we have spoken about before.
Yeah, let's start by talking about what you define as a period poverty. Certainly, in my intro, we're talking about a young woman who might not be able to access something that we consider so basic, sanitary towels, and then obviously these kinds of issues. It's almost like it causes more problems because these young ladies are then not able to go to school. That obviously then adds to the fact that they're not getting the education, and then the poverty just continues, almost like a cycle. Let's talk about what you're calling period poverty.
Pardon the pun, but what we call period poverty, it's a global problem at the moment. In South Africa, usually from the LSM 1 to 6, with COVID, that's hit our country in a very, very big way. A lot of people, a lot of ladies and a lot of young youth cannot have accessibility to sanitary towels, cannot have accessibility to even washing. So we've also introduced safe pads. We've also got regular sanitary towels, which are for poverty-stricken areas which don't have running water. Now, as we know, a lady that does menstruate does miss an entire term of school just because of her cycle. We are trying to educate these girls, and we're trying to put education in schools again, trying to give them dignity back. I've also taken hands with Diabella at the moment, and organisations such as Women for Women, where we've been able to get funds, where we are able to now reach out to South Africa and the outskirts of South Africa, where we are able to give some of these girls sanitary towels on a monthly basis, which won't be sustainable because this is a monthly issue. As we said, it is a cycle, it's a ripple effect. What happens when the money's finished? What happens when there aren't stakeholders that get involved anymore? These girls need this on a monthly basis. This is why we're trying to spread the word, and we're trying to create sustainability for these young individuals.
Yeah.
As you've said, now an educated South Africa is an employable South Africa. If we have girls missing school 1 term a year, how can these girls possibly even graduate, even go and get amazing jobs, or be able to study further and take their education further? So it is about re-education, and the stigma tied around it needs to break. And this is why you and I and everybody else needs to get involved.
Yeah.
As I've said before,
let's talk about
government cannot get to everybody.
Yeah, let's talk about the specific demographic that is affected and impacted by this menstrual poverty that you've very eloquently explained to us.
The demographic, like I said, between 1 and 6, where it was normal for us to maybe buy a packet of sanitary towels, has now become a luxury, and it's very sad to say. These girls and individuals are using things like a sock with sand in it, or using a sock covered, or a pick and pay packet folded up in their underwear, which is creating infections, which puts them in the queues again at clinics, trying to get medication, trying to eradicate the problem. This is where it's become very sad, is that condoms are for free. Why aren't sanitary towels for free? Why do we have pink taxes? Yes, I've heard there's been alleviation, but we are not getting to the root of the problem.
Yeah. And I mean, why is it unfair to place the burden on the states when it comes to sanitary towels? As you rightly mentioned, condoms are handed out for free. Surely at government schools, and particularly impoverished government schools, we can indeed fight for a situation where young ladies are able to access sanitary towels for free. Surely it's something that is a right and is linked to the right to education. Is there, are you making any inroads in terms of having those sort of conversations, whether it is with the Department of Basic Education or government, in terms of making this some sort of a reality? And I think that it is correct to say that this burden should be placed on the state.
Well, we are trying at our utmost. I mean, we are getting ladies involved. As I've said, if you've got a heart that beats and hands that work, you can instill change. And it has to start with us. Like I said, the government can't get to everybody, so we all have a social responsibility at the end of the day.
Yeah.
With us getting involved with Diabella, that's empowering women to do great. I mean, Motefe, one of my very good friends, she's gotten on board now as well. We've used the Mrs. South Africa platform where we have 100 semi-finalists every single year that are doing the same. So by creating a bigger wave, I'm sure we are creating more awareness, and we'd like the government to get involved on a bigger scale. It needs to be readily available. Clinics need to be signing out sanitary towels every single month. Schools need to be giving these girls sanitary towels every single month. We've actually reached a point now where we can have these manufactured at such a low cost that it is sustainable for our country to get involved and for our government to get involved.
Yeah. All right. Thanks very much for giving us your time. We certainly do appreciate it, and good luck with the work that you're doing. And we certainly hope that we can also support you in what you are pushing for at this time. Thanks very much to you, Roxy Van Bruwaene. We appreciate your time.